Hey guys, welcome. Yepa, Shamanic Practitioner. Again, welcome to my channel, Raising the Vibrations Across the Nation. Come on in. Today we are going to be tapping in to do a collective reading. We have a very powerful shift that is upon us. This shift, we are moving into the full moon in Pisces, conjunction with the lunar eclipse, which is the blood moon. So this particular video is going to be a collective reading about what you need to know or and what you can expect. Now, the blood moon, depending on where you are, for some it's the 7th, for others it's the 8th, depending on what side of the world that you're at. However, though, this energy of this lunar eclipse, this blood moon, is going to be going throughout the next 6 months. So even though September 7th and the 8th passes, okay, this frequency is going to continue for the next 6 months. On top of that, we have the 999 portal. Yes, 3 nines. So a lot of energies right now. Okay. So please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you like. That help gets the video out. For those that comment, I appreciate you. Okay. And I appreciate my ghost watchers as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and tap on in, Divine Spirit. This is going to be for the collective here. What's in store during this lunar eclipse for the collective? What do you want the collective to know when it comes to this lunar eclipse? So even if you are watching this in the month of October, even if you're watching this in the month of December, this information is still going to resonate. Why? Because it lasts for 6 months. So whatever unfolds during this time frame is going to be a continuation into the year. All right. So Divine Spirit, tap me into the collective here. What's in store for the collective, and what do they need to know during this lunar eclipse? What do the collective need to know and be aware of during this lunar eclipse? What does the collective need to know and be aware of during this lunar eclipse? What do the collective need to know and be aware of during this lunar eclipse? And what do the collective need to know and be aware of during this lunar eclipse? Final shuffle. Alright, overall energy here, we have present power. So, this lunar eclipse is coming in to bring forth personal power. To be honest, that personal power that's going to be so very important during this period has already began. Many of you have already been working towards, healing towards, releasing, okay, maybe all 3 of them, to be in your power, okay? So you already feel a shift in your energy. You already feel a shift in your consciousness, the way you think, your perceptions. Things are already starting to change. That's because it is preparing you for what's next. Okay? So you're in the frequency, you're in the vibration. If you're watching this video, okay? Because everything that I'm saying is going to resonate for those that's drawn to this video. You're already in your personal power, but it's going to gain momentum. Okay? All right, what's in store for the collective during this lunar eclipse? What do you want them to know? What's in store for the collective during this lunar eclipse? Okay, the next card that came out for you guys is Joy and Delight. And it's very interesting though, okay? This is beautiful energy, but it flipped over and it didn't want to be seen. So it is letting me know, number one, that for those that has been in this process of taking action, healing and releasing, or like I said, doing all 3, it hasn't been easy, right? It hasn't been easy. which is why I feel that this card was actually hidden. Okay, because I feel like through that process of you gaining that personal power within, it's been some challenge. But the beauty of it is that this lunar eclipse is going to bring in more joy, more delight in areas of your life. Okay? Let's get some more information out on the table, Divine Spirit. This lunar eclipse, what's in store for the collective? Lunar eclipse, what's in store for the collective? Lunar eclipse, what's in store for the collective? Very interesting. We got pretty much all purple cards. So there's going to be a lot of shifts here happening with your Ori, your crown chakra, as well as your third eye. That's for sure. And we actually was led by the consciousness card. So for many of you that's watching, your consciousness is shifting. Some of you have quantum leaped. Some of you guys are going to be quantum leaping. Okay. We have here staying focused here. But it did come in the reverse position. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. You guys also have begin now. Take your first step. And you also have the fellow travelers here. Support is all around you. I want to get some more cards here at the bottom, and then we could talk about this energy. Divine Spirit, what's in store for the collective during this lunar eclipse? What's in store for the collective? Okay, during this lunar eclipse. Okay. Which way? Okay. So we have travel lightly. It says simplify your life. Look at all these purple cards. We have the impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. That's why that card came in the reverse. Got you. You have grounding in the reverse position. Go deep and explore your roots. Okay. And then we have gates of triumphant success expands in your life. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. All right now. So, this is what's going on. This is what you need to know. Okay. The process that you're going to be going through may feel uncomfortable. The joy, the delight, the happiness is coming. The success, the expansion, the growth is coming. New opportunities are coming. Travel is coming. Moving out of state is coming. Moving to a new home is coming. Okay? Just new adventures are in store for you. But before we can actually get there, there are some things in the middle that need some attention. Okay? There's some things that need some attention. Looking at this for the collective here, the root chakra is going to be a very powerful chakra during this blood moon. Okay? Your root chakra is the base of your spine, right? That is connected to your home life, your security, your stability, your finances, your family dynamics, your romantic relationships, your physical health, and your sense of belonging. Okay? So these are all areas in which this lunar eclipse could come and attack. Okay? One of those areas you're going to experience some type of attack. Okay? And your spirit team is acknowledging that the attack is not really an attack to kind of like to take you down. It's an attack to redirect you. It's an attack to put you in alignment. It is an attack to put you where you need to be. Because again, you guys are getting ready to go some places. Places that you never thought that you were going to go. Spaces that you're going to be in that you never thought you would enter. Okay? So your spirit team is asking that during this process to try to stay focused. It may feel challenging. The lunar eclipse is not something to play with. The solar eclipse is not anything to play with. It's powerful energy, and it comes to shake some shit up. Okay? It comes to shake some things up. So you are being asked to try to stay focused and try not to allow the distractions that you may come up against during this time frame to knock you off of your square, because it's supposed to put you on your square, right? So some of the things that your spirit team is really wanting you guys to do, going back to their root chakra, is really work on finding some grounding techniques. Okay, really finding some grounding techniques and really working with them on a daily basis during this time frame. All right. Many of you know some of the basic things to do, which is very powerful, right? Going outside in general, connecting to nature, taking a nature walk, placing your feet on concrete, on grass, tree hugging as well. Incorporating grounding foods could also be highly beneficial. Meditation on your root chakra as well. So those are just some things that you can do as well. If there's anyone else that know any good grounding tips, feel free to comment that, because your feedback, your opinion, and your response could actually help somebody else. Okay? And that's why your spirit team is saying take that first step, because some of us, we don't really ground like we should, which is why a lot of things affect us emotionally, why a lot of things affect us mentally, okay, is because we're not rooted. Okay, we're not rooted. That's what grounding is all about, being rooted. Imagine you doing your grounding techniques, and now that you have done your grounding techniques, you are that big tree that is outside, right? And this lunar eclipse has a lot of wind just coming through. The branches is falling off, the leaves are falling off. But once it quiets, once this lunar eclipse quiets, you realize is that the tree is still standing. Okay? It may have lost a few branches, but it's still standing. Versus, right, you actually being ungrounded, and you are that branch on that tree. And the lunar eclipse going to come on in and swirl. You're going to break. That could break mentally, break spiritually, break emotionally, crash the fuck out. Okay? We're dealing with some imbalanced energies right now. All right? So I hope that description helped you better understand the dynamics of grounding and being rooted. Okay? Now, your spirit team is acknowledging that during this period, they're all around you. So yes, there may be some turbulent waters. Yes, there may be some shakeups, but your spirit team is right there. They're very much aware that this is going to get you where you need to be. You've been praying for something. You've been praying for a change. You've been tired of some shit. So they're getting ready to help assist you during this time frame. So in which means that they're going to be in constant contact with you, because this is a challenging time that we're moving into. Challenging time. You're going to see people spaz the fuck out. Mentally, emotionally, just getting extremely overwhelmed. So your spirit team is going to be sending you guys signs to kind of let you know, you okay. I'm right here with you. All is going to be well. You got this. We're right here with you. Everything's going to be okay. So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities here. Okay? Now, this next chapter that you're moving into is going to be much lighter. It's going to be much lighter because the space that you've been in has been heavy as hell. The responsibilities, the burdens of other people, the things that maybe you have allowed, right, to take place in areas of your life. There has been some heavy weight. And in this next chapter, you can't go in this next chapter with all this junk in your trunk. So you got to get rid of it. Okay? But your spirit team is asking that you allow the changes that is getting ready to happen in your life. And they are really wanting you guys to understand that whatever is removed out of your life, let it go. It could be your family. It could be your child. It can be your mother. It could be your daddy. It could be your cousin, your brother. It can be old identities of yourself. It could be your addiction, okay? Whatever it may be, let it go. Now, I'm not saying that process is going to be easy, okay? Because the lunar eclipse ain't shit easy about that. Solar eclipse, 9-9 portal. Let's talk about the triple nines here. Karmic cycles. Karmic patterns. The shit that's repetition. The shit that keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. It's got to come to an end. See? It got to come to an end. Confirmation. So many of the things and the people that's leaving your life are either akarmic or it's a karmic pattern that no longer serves you. So the universe has to come in, take that gunk that's in the trunk and throw that shit in the garbage. Now let's talk about the detachment. That process is not easy. But see, it's going to be a little bit easier for those that watch this video. No, it ain't just because of my video. It is because you've already been working on that level of detachment already. See, everybody ain't at this level. That's why you are already in this frequency of your personal power because of the element of detachment in which you've been working on. But we have another side. We got another collective that hasn't even stepped into their personal power, that hasn't even become aware of what the hell detachment is all about. So just imagine, right? The opposition of energies that you could also come up against when it comes to others being on that side of the spectrum. Okay? Now, in this space, lots of reflection. Lots of going within. Of course, that's a part of the process, right? Because when something is taken away or removed out of areas of your life, or when there is turbulence, you have no choice but to sit and think like, okay, what happened? All right, how did this? Okay, I see that, so it's going to be a lot of going within. Okay? So some of you may pull back your energy at this time. And that's perfectly okay. This is a time that you are being asked to honor your ashe. Honor your energy at this time. Listen to your body. But the thing is that when you're in this space of reflection, still try to remain grounded and focused so that you don't get lost in that reflection. Okay? Confirmation. But on the other side of this is everything that you've prayed for. Everything that your heart desires. Everything that you know that you deserve. That at one point in time, no matter how hard you try to get to what you deserve, it felt like it was taking you 4 steps back. That's ceasing. That's coming to an end. Okay? So, let me All right, Divine Spirit, give me some more information here for the collective. This lunar eclipse. Overall energy. Are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive? Because that's what's getting ready to happen. Universe is ready to gift you what the hell you've been wanting and what the hell you deserve. And they're ready to give you what's a part of your destiny. Because let's talk about this. Do you guys know that this lunar eclipse is all about your North Node? It's all about your North Node. It's all about your purpose. It's all about your life purpose. What you're meant to do. What you came here to do. When it comes to the contract that you signed. Right? And in that contract, right, it holds your destiny when it comes to the things that you are meant to have in this lifetime as well. That's why it's not good to let everybody know your all of your placements in your astrology chart. Okay, because that's your blueprint. That's why it's not good to have people, anybody, tapping into your destiny. Okay, whether it's through EFI readings or anything else. All right, not saying that it shouldn't be done, but you want to be careful. Okay, because that's how destiny swaps happen. All right, but let's stay focused. But that's something that you guys needed to know. Let me put a little light here. Hopefully that don't mess up the cards. And just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Just like magic. Just like magic. So yeah, it's time to receive it. Receive. And that's the thing, like, you know, in order to receive, you have to be in a place of stillness, right? Because if you on the move, you're going to miss. You're going to miss the gift. All right? So you have to be in a place of stillness here. So I feel like the universe during this time frame will be pressing pause, play. Pause, play. Pause, play. Play, pause. You're going to be like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and tie me into the collective divine spirit. This lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse for the collective. What's in store? All right, those slid out for a reason. Let's stop. Oh, yep. Spirit said use these. That's why I threw them out to you. We have the Sun card. The Sun is one of the most positive. Okay. Let me not forget that. Thank you, Spirit. The Sun in any deck is one of the most positive cards that you can ever see, right? The Sun of Ra, right? Ra. But there again, they go that word empowerment, right? There's so much empowerment that's happening. There is going to be a massive heart chakra awakening that's going to be taking place here. So what does that mean? I'm on an emotional roller coaster. Yep, you're going to be on an emotional roller coaster. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Allow the emotions to flow. Let the tears out. Scream if you have to. Whatever it is, go to the rage room. Let the shit out. Allow it to come out. All right? So you could be also feeling very vulnerable. But it's very important also that in this lunar eclipse, this blood moon, right, that you hold compassion for yourself. You definitely also hold compassion for others, but this lunar eclipse is personal, baby. It's personal. So with that being said, through the process, hold that level of compassion for yourself. Know that happiness is around the corner, but truths have to be revealed first. And you so strong. Just think about the shit you just got through. You thought that shit was going to take you out. You almost lost your mind. But you made it. Okay, so you made it. You're going to make it out of this too. What's happening, right? It's time for you to live more authentic. More authentic, more true to who you are. The essence of who you are. That's what the shift is also doing here. Okay? It's kind of like some of you guys are going to be reflecting on, have I been truly living in my most authentic self? Am I around others that feel genuine? Okay? Like this woman here, she looks like she's living her life like it's golden. Right? Somebody may have just listened to that song, Jill Scott. Like she's living her life like she's golden. Like she's at peace. She is at motherfucking peace. So stay focused. All right? Stay focused during this time. Because that's where you're headed. Peace. And anything that's been in the way of affecting your peace, pertaining to your root chakra, it has to go. It just has to go. All right? We do have guarded and vulnerable here. So, like I said earlier here, the heart chakra awakening, right? Gonna crack you open. So it's like you're going to be dealing with both energies. You're going to be so vulnerable that you're going to be extra guarded. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know that you're feeling some type of way. So it's like you have to also put up a barrier to kind of protect yourself from other situations or other things. So you're going to be working with this guarded energy and the energy of vulnerability here. Okay? Again, certain patterns that you may have been holding on to, right? That hasn't been authentic to you, or holding on to patterns, right? That has been becoming a burden for you, an adversity for you is being released. Okay? Some of you guys could have been holding on to some things or some people too tightly. Okay? Too tightly. You're trying to hold on to something at all costs. But Spirit is saying the thing that you may be holding on to is what's really blocking you. So I'm sorry, it has to go. That's why it's so important to ground yourself. Because there is a level of intensity to this shift that we are and will be experiencing. Okay? Disillusionment. If it was an illusion, you're going to see the truth. The illusions have to go. You have to be able to see clearly in this next chapter. Okay? You can't see and you got grease on your eyeglasses. You got to clean them bitches off. So that way you can see clearly. So if it was an illusion, if you've been in denial about something, right? Or you just been refusing to see something, which is what denial is, just refusing to see something for what it is. Or let's say shit, you just didn't know what the fuck it was. Either way, you're going to see the truth of something. Okay? Some of you are going to also be diving deeper into your spirituality during this time, or in your religion as well. Diving more into your Bible, your Quran, whatever it is that you are connected to. Okay? Maybe even diving deeper into the God within. Okay? Because some people don't believe in, God, Jesus, whomever the case, there's God within you. So however it works for you. you may find yourself diving deeper. And that's actually a good thing, because in that space, wherever that is for you, is where your support is. So the more you can get closer to your support, the more guidance and understanding that you're going to have through this cycle and through this journey. And it won't seem so much as, what the fuck is going on in my life? Because they're going to let you know, like, listen, baby girl, whether it comes through a dream, Pisces energy, pay attention. Whether it comes through a dream, listen, baby girl, this is what's going on. Listen, baby boy, this is what I need you to do. This is what's going on. It could be in meditation. It could just be sitting up at the table. You in the kitchen cooking and you getting downloads. All right? All it's doing is allowing you to be free. So you may start seeing more horses. And this is going to be confirmation of this reading, right? Whether you seeing horses outside, whether you on TV, when you on TV. You're watching TV, you see horses. You're looking in a magazine or book, you seeing horses, like horses. You're going to start seeing more of those. Why? Because you're getting ready to be free from the shit that you were bounded to. The shit that wouldn't allow you to live your life the way you wanted to live it. It has to go. So Uranus is expect the unexpected. This is not a time to hold on to expectations. This is not a time to hold on too tightly to anything. Anything. And the fact that it is not a time to hold on to anything, that means that the collective needs to focus more on gratitude at this time. Need to focus more on being thankful at this time. Because this will also be a time of humility for some. Kind of like, okay, you had all this and you were still complaining about it. But now it's time for us to take this from you. And now, unfortunately, you may see that you had a blessing all along that you didn't know how to appreciate. And this is not punishment, it's preparation. All right? So in this moment, gratitude list. 3 things before you go to bed that you were grateful for throughout that day. Okay? Now, in this space also is where you have to believe a little bit more in yourself. But that's a part, right, of that personal power. You guys already been working on it, right? You already kind of know that, okay, I need to kind of amp up my faith, amp up my belief. Yes, you're going to need that. Because during this cycle, you're also meant to take risk. You're meant to take risk. You're meant to take leaps of faith. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Taking leaps of faith in things that feels right to you. Not everybody else. This is a personal journey that we get ready to go on. This ain't no kumbaya type of situation that we're getting ready to be up against. This shit is personal. It's knocking on your front door. Mr. Adams, Miss Adams. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We're ready for change for the next 6 months. We come to do some renovations in your home. You're going to love the outcome, though, once we get done. But we got to tear the walls down first. We got to tear the doors down first, right? But once it's all said and done, you're going to love it. So there could be fast changes. Fast changes. But it's moving you in a new direction. A new cycle. Okay? You got spirit, baby. For some of you, one of your support spirit team members is your child. Whether this is a child that happened through miscarriage, whether this was a child that happened through termination, there is a spirit baby. For some of you, you may actually get pregnant during this period of time for those that's seeking. Now, another thing during this lunar eclipse, any mommy wounds coming to the forefront, any issues that you have with a child. So if there is some, some of you got karmic children. Some of you have karmic children. I know I have a karmic child. So if you have a karmic child, which is pretty much a child that you've had in the past life, meaning that there was some beef. You and this child in a past life didn't quite had some issues there. So you came back to finish or to resolve, okay, or find a resolution. So something about that relationship could also come to the forefront as well during this lunar eclipse also. Okay? Your mind is going to be running wild during this time frame. So that's why grounding is important, but also finding ways and techniques to calm the mind, to soothe the soul here. We're in Pisces. It's okay to smoke a little weed here and there. I ain't promoting it if you do. But you want to be careful for those that's popping pills. I ain't judging you. Do you? Those that drinks a lot, you want to be careful during this time frame. Heavy overdose. Weird shit. Getting the wrong fucking pill. Things of that nature. Okay? You want to try not to escape. Right? Because that's what it's about. Because there could be some things that comes up that could be a little bit uncomfortable for some. And it's like, look, I need to tap the fuck out. Right? And for some, you may go to some things that maybe you've been doing all along. And they may end up having a severe reverse effect. All right? So, your spirit team is saying, be careful with trying to escape through drugs, through alcohol during this time frame. Ain't nothing wrong with you having a drink, a little drinky drink here and there. But to get fucked up so that you don't have to feel, it's not something that you want to fuck with during this time frame. Okay? So finding ways to soothe your soul, to soothe your mind. Because yes, there will be a lot of overthinking. Because shit is about to be broken up so that you can have a sense of freedom. And you're going through detachment, which is a form of death. And with death comes mourning. There are stages to death. There's death in everything. We die at night when we go to sleep. And that's why people always say, thank the Father, thank the Creator, thank God, thank Jesus, whomever you worship when you wake up, because you died last night when you went to sleep. Every time you go to sleep, you're dying. You're no longer, your soul is no longer here. It's upstairs. It's in heaven, So when you wake back up, that means your spirit's like, all right, I got to hop back in my body. Another day, another dollar. Okay? That type of mindset. Your worries, your fears could get amped up. Smoke some mugwort. Okay? Smoke some mugwort during this time frame. Shit, bathe in the mugwort. Get you some catnip. All right? Things of that nature. Roll up that lavender. Roll up that rose. Them rose petals. All right? Take those spiritual baths. Listen to that Hertz frequency. Listen to the sound bowls. Take that walk through nature here. Take that time to be the self. Whatever that it takes. Okay? I am going to say, and you're going to see, remember how I said that there is two sides. There is this side, the collective that's watching this, that has already been working through this personal power. And then we got the other half of society, of the collective, that hasn't even tapped into their personal power. And they're getting ready to go through this. You're going to see a lot of mental health. Lot of mental health. You're going to see motherfuckers crashing the fuck out. So that means tempers. People are going to be easily agitated. Okay? They ready to fight. Ready to argue. Okay? They ready for it. So be careful with these tensions. Okay? Know what battles to fight and what battles to walk away from. This is not a time to allow your ego to match other egos. But always follow your heart and use your discernment, because there will be times during this lunar eclipse that you're going to have to match some motherfucking energy just to set the tone, just to let a person know where the fuck you coming from. But your level of discernment is key. Okay? Your spirit team is there for you. You can call on them. They're going to be bringing you guys a lot of clarity too. The more that you connect with your higher self, the more that you connect with your spirit team, they're going to be revealing things. So it's going to be a little bit easier. Some things are going to be remained a mystery. But they're going to give you hints. Okay? They're going to give you hints. All right, this was a long one. I wasn't expect it to be this long, but any final messages here for the collective when it comes to this lunar eclipse? And we're going to close out. Any final messages here for the collective, this lunar eclipse? Any final messages here for the collective with this lunar eclipse? Any final messages here with the collective during this lunar eclipse? Solar plexus chakra, okay, that's a part of that personal power here. So, stomach issues, back issues, headaches, okay, significantly high during this time frame. You do need to watch what you're eating during this time frame. Some foods that you ate before is no longer going to agree with you. For some of you, this shift is going to force you to change your diet. The collective, lunar eclipse, final messages. What this say? What that say? Detachment. Change. What you want the collective to know during this lunar eclipse? What else you want the collective to know during this lunar eclipse? Adventure. 555. You can start seeing that a lot. 556. You can see that a lot. Transition. Okay? Look, spirit team communicating with you. Receiving a lot of communication. Alright? Some of you guys are going to be getting some important communication. Some of you guys are going to be moving. Okay? Some of you guys are going to be moving. This is going to be a season of taking risks. But see, the fact that you've already been working on this personal power, this solar plexus chakra here, there still may be a little fear, but I feel like you're going to have a little bit more bravery than you are going to have the fear. Not saying the fear is going to be gone, but you're going to have a little bit more bravery, all right? But magic, miracles, that's what's happening, okay? And we got heart chakra. So this is a time to be compassionate towards yourself. Fuck the world. Fuck everybody else. I'm sorry, that just sounds rude, but it is what it is. I love you. I care for you. But this time is going to be focused on me. Pouring into me. Compassion. So if it doesn't make me feel good, I'm not doing the shit. I don't give a fuck what you say, he say, she say. If it doesn't feel right for me, if it doesn't feel right for me, then I'm not doing it. All right. But again, compassion, compassion, compassion. Also, your sacral chakra. So, like I said, pregnancy. Um, if you get your period from our divine feminine, if you get your period during this full moon in Pisces, boy, you are a baddie. A baddie. Okay? A baddie. All right? Most important, Spirit wants you to believe. Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in a higher power. Believe that things are going to work out for you. Believe that this is happening to you, for you, and not to you. Okay? Ashe. But it's definitely a teaching moment. Because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's how it goes. Okay? But it's all about releasing for the better. To start a brand new beginning. All right, collector. So I'm sending love your way. Stay grounded. Stay rooted here. And until next time, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you like. And if you are interested in a more personal reading with me, if you would like my online services, that's spiritualvibrations.org. However, if you're in the Chicagoland area or the surrounding area, you can definitely stop by for an in-person session. You can email me to schedule an appointment, which that information is in the description box as well. So until next time, Ashe.